So I've really been into productivity and creativity lately, and this is something that I've always been interested in, especially when I just started my freelance business as a social media manager. I struggled a lot with managing my time. So at that time, I really got into figuring out how to manage my time better and how to be productive without it being overwhelming. So during that period, managing my time was so hard for me. It was so exhausting. I felt like I had the longest to-do list. So I never ever finished my to-do list. So it was really exhausting. It was overwhelming, and it's something that I really struggled with. So I had to figure out how to manage my time, how to do the things that I needed to do, the things that I wanted to do. And as a result of that, I slowly got into time management and productivity. But lately, I have really gotten into productivity, like really gotten into it, and finding different ways to figure out how to really be productive, how to manage my 9 to 5 job, which I love, and also my creative side hustle in such a way that I am able to enjoy the process without being exhausted or without it being overwhelming. And one thing that I have realized is that productivity and creativity kind of go hand in hand, because if you want to be creative, if you always want to be in that creative space, you have to figure out ways that you are productive, because there's so many things that you could be doing with your time. There's so many things that really want to steal your attention from you every single day, and finding that time to be creative outside of your 9 to 5 job can really be a struggle. So in my opinion, creativity and productivity is something that goes hand in hand, and if you can figure out a way to be productive, you can 100% be more creative. So in this video, I am going to talk about 3 things that I do every single day to be more creative. So welcome back to my channel. My name is Laura. If you're new here, this is a place where I talk about creativity, productivity, and personal growth. And this is for people who want to learn and figure out how to be more productive and creative outside of the 9 to 5 jobs. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, hit that notification button so you're notified every single Wednesday when I drop a new video. So the number one thing I do every single day that helps me stay creative as well as productive is reading. So one of my best quotes ever is from a guy called Charles Munger, and the quote says, "As long as I have a book in my hand, I don't feel like I'm wasting time." And this is really something that applies to me, right? As long as I have a book in my hand, I really don't feel like I'm wasting time, because once you have a book, once you are reading, there is a lot that you are getting from that process, from that activity, right? So reading is something that I have grown to love and really enjoy in the past 1 to 2 years. And apart from the fact that it makes me more knowledgeable, it is my number one source for content ideas. So reading is so important if you want to be creative. If you want to be productive, if you want to be creative, you need to add reading into your everyday routine, right? This is something that you need to do every single day. Now, I do understand that not everyone is a reader, not everyone has that habit to read, but it is a habit that you can cultivate and you can build. Now, reading really opens your mind to new ideas and gives you inspiration about different things that might be of interest to you. So what you want to do first is start reading the things that are of interest to you, and then after that you can definitely dive into other things that you might want to learn about. All of this really opens your mind, right, and gives you different ideas and gives you an opportunity. It inspires you to be more creative. It just makes you think outside the box, and that is what you want to do. It is very important for you to really start implementing reading as part of your routine if you want to be more creative. Now, the second thing that I do every single day that helps me stay creative and productive is also writing. Now, writing is something that a lot of people feel like they are not good at, because it is hard to write, right? It's something that is hard for you to really be considered a good writer. It is hard, but writing is so important if you want to stay creative. If you want to be creative, writing is something that you 100% want to start doing. And writing doesn't mean you have to write an article every single day or you have to write a blog every single day, right? But there are different ways that you can implement writing into your routine that is going to help you be creative, and it's going to really help you explore your creativity. And one thing that you can do is you can start journaling every single day, which is something that I don't do every day, but it is something that I do at least once a week. For now, I'm trying to journal more, but it's hard. I'm not even gonna lie. But every single day I do some form of writing, which helps me stay creative, which helps me explore my creativity. So what I do is I either journal, which is something like I said, I do every single week, try to retrospect my week, and I journal at the end of the week. So you can do that every single day. Just take 5 minutes to journal. There are so many templates online that you can use in order to journal every single day. Just figure out what works for you and use that. Also, you can create content, right? If you want to start creating content, which is something that I do recommend, you can start creating content every single day, or you can start 3 times a week. You do not need to start putting out content every single day, but you can write something that is of interest to you and post online, whatever platform that works for you, right? Just focus on one platform at a time. Something that I have started doing, which I really enjoy, is I do book reviews once a week. I can either write it or I can do a video of a book review. So yeah, you can journal, you can create content, you can take notes of the things that you are reading. And this is something that I do too pretty much every day. Since I read every day, whenever I read something that is interesting, I take notes, right? I put it down in my notepad, and then I'm going to reorganize that in my Notion board, which is something I'm going to talk about in another video. So anything that you see that is of interest to you, you can write about it. Put it down on paper, right? Write your thoughts, your impressions about that thing. This is a simple way that you can really express your own creativity. And once you start writing, you're going to realize that you're putting down a lot of your own creative ideas, right? Because once you start putting your impressions or giving your impressions or your thoughts about certain things that you read or certain things that you saw or listened to or watched or whatever, right, you are going to be able to express your own thoughts, your own ideas, your own creative thinking. And these are just simple ways that help you get to whatever bigger goal that you want to get to with regards to you being able to put out a skill or explore your own creativity through your own skill, whatever that may be. And the last thing that I'm going to talk about today that helps me stay creative is really learning from others in my niche. Learning from others is something that is so important if you want to stay creative, if you want to continue to explore your own creativity. You need to learn from others from others who are doing what you're doing, right? Like I said, consume a lot of what you want to create. So learning from others is so important, because once I take some of these ideas, some of these different tips and tricks and apply them to myself, some of them work perfectly for me. Some of them I have to tweak here and there in order for it to work for me. Some of them do not work. So it is important for you to take from other people and try to apply to yourself. And once you do that, you are going to create your own system and your own processes that are going to work for you. And that is pretty much how life works, right? You learn from others, you get inspiration from others, and you apply it to yourself. You take what you can and you leave what doesn't really work for you. Not everything is for you, not everything works for you, but you have to figure out your own process and your own systems. And in addition to learning from others, you want to make sure that you also get into the habit of sharing what you've learned, right? So you want to share the things that you've learned, whether you've read a book or you've read an article or you've watched a video, listened to a podcast. You want to also share with your audience. This is part of the creative process, right? Sharing what you've learned, sharing what you've heard, sharing the things that are of interest to you is part of that creative process. So you want to develop the habit, you want to cultivate that habit of sharing the things that you've learned. And you can equally share the things that work for you, right? It's important for you to apply some of these things or all of these things, whatever works for you, and then share with your audience. Develop an audience, have a community, even if it's not on social media. Maybe you have an accountability partner, maybe you have a group where you guys meet online or you meet virtually and you talk about it. You should have something like that. Whatever works for you, whatever is best for you, but build a habit of sharing the things that you learn, sharing the things that are of interest to you, right? Because the more you share, the more creative you are, the more you're able to actually grasp these concepts, right? So you want to develop the habit of sharing. Share what you learned, document your process, right? And share it with your audience. So these are the 3 things that I do every single day to help me stay creative. Please go to the comment section and share your thoughts about this video, and also share different ways that you do stay creative and different ways that, or different tips and tricks that help you stay productive. And before you leave, make sure you watch this video right here on 6 ways anyone can build their creativity every single day. Thanks so much for watching. Please subscribe to the channel, like this video, and I will see you in the next one.